We'll be getting started soon, everyone. We'll be getting started soon. Welcome to another state of the real estate market with Chris Brown. We'll be getting started here soon for you. Make sure we get our live chat going. All right, everybody. Hey there. This is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. So I am hoping all is well with everyone. Welcome to another great episode of State of the Real Estate Market with yours truly, Chris Brown. Appreciate everyone being present. Just getting a few folks chimed in. I know we got LinkedIn people coming on board. We got people on YouTube, Facebook, people who actually registered live for this. So definitely appreciate that. I know we got some live people out there. Mr. Walls, what's happening? Hope all is well with you. We're going to go ahead and jump into this very shortly and give you guys the latest and greatest of what is going on in the real estate market, because so much is going on. Things are changing, and these updates are more than needed. Every 30 days, I'm doing this, at least with the market update. So keep you guys abreast of what's going on, what people are doing to counteract this, and then what people should be doing if they're not already doing it. So definitely a drive in here. So those who are here for the very first time, be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You should find a link there in the description. so that you can get the latest and greatest of the different updates. This is a platform where we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we'll also talk about some of the hot topics in regards to entrepreneurship, and then just different ways of building generational wealth. So it's not your typical podcast, but we always want to bring you something that's different and something that is of value. Definitely want to make sure we're giving you value. That's what it's all about. Make sure that people who are on board are getting that value, because your time is valuable as well. We want to make sure we're filling your minds with the latest and greatest. So let's go ahead and start things off. We typically like to start things off, really see what people are thinking and what's going on in the real estate market. It's a continuous question, the big question: should I sell my home at this time? Guys, the answer is still going to be similar to what it has been. It's really going to depend on what your market, your local market, is actually doing, because a lot of people are looking at the national news and getting insight on what's happening in their local market by listening to the national news. And you're like, okay, well, what's wrong with that? What the situation is that they're taking the national information and data and then delivering it to you, and then you're applying it to your local market. Each market is different. You're going to get a different result every time that you typically do this. If you compare your market to the local market, to the national market, it's going to come up differently. I know I am in the Tampa Bay market, and being in the Tampa Bay market it's a hot market. And I say that because there's still lots of people moving to the area, and people are wanting to live in the area. And there's so many different things. There's more than just the real estate, We have 3 of the top 5 beaches in the nation that are within driving distance. St. Pete Beach, you got Clearwater Beach, you got Siesta Keys, and not to mention other beaches that are top 10. You got Anna Marie Island, Madeira Beach. When people are thinking of Florida, they're thinking of palm trees, beaches, and swimming pools, and we have it all. So be sure to check out the Tampa Bay area. You can always look me up to kind of help you out if you're looking to get a little bit more insight. But with that also being said, let's be sure. Let's see what we got. But make sure, I got a couple of folks saying they can't get into LinkedIn. So we're going to make sure that they can get this message on LinkedIn. Take care of that real quick. Right, all right. And just like that. All right, so we are making sure everyone that is on LinkedIn is getting this message as well. So those who are on LinkedIn, welcome aboard. I know my Instagram folks are out there. Always appreciate you guys. Always delivering the message and sharing that information. Always appreciate that. But touch bases back to what I was saying in regards to the real estate market. I am in the Tampa Bay market. If you are buying, selling, or investing and need a free consultation, feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach out to me directly at Chris Brown RE Pro. That is my social media handle. I do respond to the DMs, and I do get a lot of messages through the DMs. So definitely go ahead and send me a message through there. Should you be selling your home in today's market? That is one of the bigger questions that a lot of people are asking, and I'm going to give you some insight on it. And then I tell everyone, take the insight from me, go ahead and compare it to other information that you've been receiving as well, because we want to make sure that you get the best of the best information that's out there. I've always found it to be valued that people truly value having more than one perspective when it comes to a particular topic. So our topic is, what's going on in this hot real estate market. Make sure that you guys are getting the latest and greatest, and I'll give you my insight as I see it and from the information that I get it from. So I do a lot of research in regards to different blogs, articles, following different economists that are speaking in regards to these big topics that are within the economy, and then also in the local markets, so that you guys can have a better perspective of what you should be doing. But as I've said before, guys, when you guys are buying a home right now in today's market, it really depends on what your current situation is. If it's a situation where you're looking at, hey, the interest rates are pretty high. Well, they're much higher than when I previously were telling a lot of people they should buy a home. Say 4 or 5 years ago, the interest rates were, sub 3 at one point within the past 5 years. And now they're looking more like 6, 7%. So at the same time, people who know my background, when I got involved in real estate itself, especially on the investing side, my interest rates, if I had a 7, I was doing cartwheels if I had a 7%. So to see these interest rates where they are right now, to me, it's not a big shock, but it's just also making sure it makes sense to whatever you're doing yourself. Now, if you're saying, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and sit back and just wait for the interest rates to drop, or kind of see if this market's going to actually crash. Well, guys, we've been saying that for at least the past 10 years. People are like, oh, this market's going to crash. Everybody was anticipating the market to crash, and it never did crash. It did slow down. And that's what we're currently going through right now. We're going to continue to see some slowdowns. We have some new laws that are going into play that a lot of people are curious to see how it turns out. But that should primarily impact the Florida market a little bit. We're going to see what's going to happen, or if anything happens. So you guys who follow me, you understand where I'm coming from, and understand how sometimes the Florida market can be a little interesting when it comes to voting time. Any economy experiences some interesting ups and downs, or side to sides when it comes to voting time. We're going into another election year come next year. So I'm sure people are going to try to clean things up and make things right so that they can get the voted people. So just keep that in mind as well. But should you be buying right now? Yes. Dave Ramsey is one of those great financial advisors that a lot of people have listened to in the past and over the number of years. And it kind of makes sense of what he's saying. He's saying, go ahead and buy the real estate now. And if you are so big on these interest rates, just refinance it later. Because by the time the interest rates go back down, or if you're anticipating the interest rates to go back down a significant amount, you're going to be looking at more competition. Because what happens is, the lower the interest rates are, the more and the hotter the market was. So keep in mind, remember when the market was above that 3%, where a lot of things were going on, where you had people just buying real estate left and right. With that being said, people were getting low interest rates and buying properties, and money was kind of just flowing. Right now, the money is not flowing like it was. And with that being said, some challenges are going to come. But if the interest rates drop back down to where they were, there's going to be a lot more competition with people who are looking for homes. Then there's going to be a situation where the inventory, what's the situation with the inventory? Right now, we still are in with low inventory, guys. I know the interest rates are a little bit higher than what they were, but the inventory is still low. So that's not meaning that the market has crashed. It's just that we're still in a seller's market. It's a different type of seller's market, but it's still technically a seller's market. So if you are in a position to actually purchase a home, go right ahead and do that. I would suggest that you do that. And then if you are so big on this interest rate dropping and so forth, just refinance your home when it does drop. Keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you have a home, because if the inventory keeps going in the direction that it is going, where there's low inventory, there's not going to be a home to pick from. And then if there is a home out there to pick from, I imagine those prices are going to be a bit higher than what they are right now. So keep that in mind for those who are really leaning on this interest rate thing, or letting that hang them up from buying a home. Now, another part of the topic I like to talk to people about is, should they be selling? Yes. And it also depends on your situation. And the reason I say that is because let's be realistic. If you sell your home and you've owned your home, say, for at least 5 years, you are sitting on a big chunk of equity. Now, the situation would be is, why are you looking to sell your home? Is it because you want to get the money out of it, or because you have to move, or you just want to upgrade? So that's why I really say it really depends. If you're looking to stay in a particular area and nothing has changed for you, no life-changing situations, someone passing away, someone getting married, someone getting divorced, or family getting bigger, or family getting smaller. If those situations are happening to you, a lot of those people don't really have motivation to actually move. For those who are having life situations happen to them, those are the individuals who are really considering if they should sell their home. And for those who are really looking at the money that's the equity that's in their home and they don't want to miss out on this opportunity, or really consider getting what's called a HELOC. For those who don't know what a HELOC is, it is called a home equity line of credit. Home equity line of credit, like I said, a lot of you guys are sitting on a lot of equity. I've had clients who purchased their home back in, say, 2017, 2018 for low 200s, and now their home is worth low 400s. And with that being said, and that's realistic numbers, guys. No exaggeration to it. And with that said, it was like, well, what do I do with all this money? I want to, use this money, but I want to still live in the same area. A lot of these people can't afford their own home if they had to buy it right now. So what do? So look to invest it. Go ahead, use some of that money, that's equity that's sitting in your home, invest it into income producing asset, like an investment property. Maybe, a lot of people are looking at multi-units. A lot of people are looking at Airbnbs, short-term rentals, or just rentals in general. Really consider looking at placing it into an asset. I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna go buy that new boat that I want. My suggestion would be to purchase something that's going to give you some type of residual income, and then use the residual income to purchase that boat or whatever you're looking, the motorcycle, bike, whatever you're looking to get. Okay, guys, let's kind of be smart with our finances. Sometimes people are paying down their debt so that they can improve their credit situation, so that they can be prepared if something does happen, that they're in a better financial situation. So always I'm not a financial advisor. I must say that to everyone. I am not a financial advisor. So I always tell people to seek financial assistance, but ask them about the things that I am telling you about. HELOCs are out there. You can get a lot of information on it, especially if you've owned your home, purchased your home, in the past 5 years. So keep that in mind. But with that also being said, guys, investing in real estate, it's a great opportunity. It's really, the inventory is low. So a lot of these opportunities are not just going to jump out there and just say, hey, I'm on the MLS and, try to find me. So there are opportunities like that. Don't get me wrong, but try to be creative. See what other people are doing. People are collaborating, putting their money together. I've seen that, where they're collaborating, putting their money together, small groups, and then they're buying multiple units. Or they're just doing something on their own. It's always that they wanted to buy an investment property. They're looking to do that. Or they always wanted an Airbnb. It's a lot of that going on. So really look into that. Investing wise, the opportunities are there. The numbers aren't low like they were before. So it's really understanding how to purchase a home at this time, especially if you're looking to buy and hold on to something. Key to game is to cash flow. You want to be able to cash flow, work your numbers so that you can cash flow, understand what your repairs are. If you have to make any repairs to a property, try to work with some seasoned individuals who can lead you in the right direction. Properties are out there, being able to negotiate to a particular price. You can always try to negotiate, especially if it needs repairs. Now, if there's a property that doesn't need repairs, you're really trying to negotiate, it's going to be a challenge. Not that it's impossible, but it's going to be a challenge. The inventory is low right now, guys. Keep that in mind. Inventory is very low, and I'm anticipating some lowerness at some point, or people may see an opportunity out there. Really keeping in touch with the market. That's why I do this, provide this free information to not only to my past clients, but also to other individuals that are within my sphere, so that they have this information to be able to share and just really get some insight on what is going on. Price-wise, in the market right now, I do see some of the settling. You're not seeing the super high prices like we were seeing a couple summers ago, where people were just throwing their property out there with a high number and they were actually getting it. So that is not happening. People are a bit more educated, and people are having a little bit more patience right now because they're really looking at, hey, does it make sense for me to buy at this higher number, higher interest rate, and then compared to say what I need for in a rental? You know, some people are like, hey, I can get a rental cheaper. Well, I don't know where they live that they're getting cheaper rental rates, but if that is the case, then yeah, it may make sense for you to rent. But it's also doing your homework to see what makes sense for you. But then also keep in mind, it's not just making a payment each month. It's about making an investment. So if you actually own it, you're making an investment payment versus a rental payment where it's an asset that you do not own. Okay, guys? So keep that in mind. Balance what works for you, and you'll be able to see what's going to happen with these rates. Or excuse me, with the prices at least. You know, prices are selling, the rates we're still getting. This is like a bi-weekly situation with the rates. We're continuously keeping an eye on what's happening with the interest rates. I recently had a couple of clients where, you know, they were going to builders and builders were giving them a particular interest rate. And then when they went through a third party, during that transaction, they got lower interest rates. And I've also seen it vice versa. So it's really doing your homework. Just don't take the first interest rate that you receive. Do a little bit of homework. It really does. Once you do it for one person, it makes it very easy to get the information or get an estimate from another person. These are using your loan officers, mortgage brokers, and then also any other up-to-date information that is out there, guys. So keep that in mind when you're going through all of this. What else did we want to chit chat about? Should we expect the real estate market? I kind of touched on it. No, we shouldn't see it crash. That is still my feedback on this, guys. I do not see this market crashing. Okay, not at this point in time. And the reason I say that is because it's the laws of economics. High demand, low supply, high supply, vice versa. Right now, we're in a low supply economy and the demand is mediocre. It's not a high demand where you can request much higher prices. The reason it's not in a high demand is because a lot of people are leaning on what the interest rates are. You know, interest rates have received an increase, and with those interest rates being much higher than what they were a couple of years ago, like I said, they've doubled from a couple of years ago. And you're starting to see a little bit of flex. You know, at this point in time, I'm doing this recording, you're seeing a little bit of flex where they're reducing a little bit, or they haven't received a big enough increase, or they didn't receive an increase. So that's why I said they're at a settling point at the moment. You know, we'll see what happens in the next 30 days. And like I continue to tell everyone, as we get closer to the election months, you can expect the economy to do some type of flip-flop, do something that makes someone happy or makes someone else look good. So it's all about being ready in those scenarios. Every time that there's election year for, say, president, gas prices always drop, especially when you get to like a month or two from the election day. I guarantee it's happened all my life since I've been on this world. And somebody else pointed this out to my attention. It was like, well, watch the gas prices when you're like 30, 60 days from the actual election date, and watch the prices drop. And that's been the scenario, guys. So I'm imagining that will continue to happen. I always keep an eye on that. So far, I've been right. You guys keep an eye on it as well. You know, let me know if I'm wrong or not. Hey, let me know if I'm right. Exactly. But that, you know, be aware of what happens when we have the election years coming around. And as we get closer to the election, the economy is always going to do something wonky that's probably not as typical. So it's always about being ready. So be sure to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. I don't see the market crashing, guys. I don't see it crashing. And I've already spoke to you guys about it. It's a good time to sell. It's really going to depend on your situation. I've had as a listing specialist here in the Tampa Bay area, I've had the opportunity to speak to a lot of people who are like on the fence. They're like, hey, I really want to sell my home, possibly get into something different. But as they do the research on the market, they're like, man, have it pretty good here in the Tampa Bay market. They're liking the Tampa Bay market. So now I'm switching and talking to them about opportunities in regards to investing. Like, hey, how much equity do you have in your home? How much do you owe on it? Let's really consider picking up some type of producing or some asset that produces income, for you, some type of passive income, so that you can basically have your money work for you in this situation. It's there. That's what equity is there for. Utilize it while you can. How long will we know that banks will allow HELOCs? There are times when banks will not do a HELOC. If they feel a certain way about the market or the economy, they'll stop doing HELOCs. So let's keep that in mind. Look to leverage what assets you have right now and be able to get something even greater. Keep building wealth. That's what this is all about. Like I said, guys, this channel is more than about buying, selling, investing in real estate. It's about building wealth as well. See what's happening entrepreneur-wise. Stay in the loop. Stay in the loop and understand what's going on. Some of the markets that I really pay attention to, I mentioned is the Tampa Bay market. And when I say Tampa Bay, I mean like Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, Manatee, Sarasota County, Hernando, Pasco County. Those are areas that I really pay attention to. There are some smaller markets within there that I really pay close attention to, just because there's an opportunity throughout the market. As a listing specialist, I don't limit myself. As a buying agent, I do. When I work with buyers, I have a team that can work with specific buyers. But as a listing specialist here in the Tampa Bay area, I pride myself in being able to know those multiple markets so that I can be able to assist any of my clients that come my way and be able to provide them with the most professional service of selling their home. So, guys, I was excited. I'm still excited. We have a lot going on. If you found this information to be helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, share this information with someone else. Go ahead and forward this link. You should be able to forward this link off to someone else, or even tell someone else about joining the YouTube channel. Go ahead, like, subscribe. That way you can be notified of different updates. I know coming within the next 30 days, you're going to start getting a lot more updates from me, just because there's going to be a lot of moving and shaking. And I want to make sure that you guys are staying abreast of what's going on, especially my people who are thinking about selling their homes. I want to make sure that you understand what things are being done, what fashionable tips, what tactics people are using to get their homes sold, and some of the tactics that are old that people are still doing, and it is working to get their homes sold fast. So keep that in mind, guys. Like I said, this channel was not just talking about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about entrepreneurship as well as building wealth. So be sure to like, subscribe. I know we have people on Facebook. We have people on Instagram. We have people on LinkedIn, YouTube. We are on the multiple platforms. I really appreciate those people chiming in and letting me know what was going on LinkedIn today, so that they lost a little bit of information. But if you didn't catch everything all in the beginning, be sure to check out the YouTube channel. That is where you'll find the most up-to-date information. Appreciate those who chimed in and said hello to me. I appreciate that. It's always a big amount of fun to see that. Puts a smile on my face. I can't lie. But hey, guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode, State of the Real Estate Market, with yours truly, Chris Brown. Take care.